It is simply a ratio. Example 1. A cube with sides labeled 1 to 6, just like this dice, is rolled. You want to know the probability of rolling a 6, which I just rolled. What is the probability? And some of you are saying it's 1 over 6. Here's how you got that. You're going to put the number of favorable outcomes. I want 1 6 to be rolled. So my 1 goes on the top of the fraction. Then you're going to divide it by the total outcomes. How many numbers could I have rolled when I rolled this dice? There's 6 different numbers on the dice. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the total number of outcomes would be 6. There's your fraction. There are 2 other ways to write that as a ratio. You could write it as a decimal by dividing. What's 1 divided by 6? 1 divided by 6. You could say it's 0.16. You could also make it a percent. What's 16 or 0.16 as a percentage, Claire? Yeah, move it over 2 times. These are your 3 answers for the outcome of rolling a 6. Oh, I wonder if I can roll them in. Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. 2 more. I rolled a 6 once. And last time, a 5. So, pretty close. I'm out of 6 tries. I rolled it once. That's not the answer. Sheesh. No. Yes. It's because it repeats. So 1.66666666 going on forever is not exact. So it's the best we could do. A penny is tossed. Find the probability of heads. You're going to write this one more time. When you're looking for probability, you're going to put the number of favorable outcomes. You're looking for 1 heads flipped, so the number of favorable would be 1. How many total possibilities are there? There's 2. You could either flip to heads or flip to tails. 1/2 is your fraction. You can make that a decimal and a percent. Go ahead and finish it off. Hello? I will. Milo, your bike is at the office for Mountain Bike Club. 1/2 is the fraction. What's the decimal for that? Possibly have it mentally, Kierland. And then the percentage. 50% if you move it twice. Okay, so far so good. That is how you do simple probability. What if they give you 3 different numbers? So they're going to write this thing as the probability of a 2, a 3, or a 4. There are 3 favorable outcomes, so you could have 3 possible choices. How many total are there on this dice? There's still 6. So this probability would be 3/6 or 1/2 or 0.5 again. Same percentage as before, but we just have 3 out of 6 instead of 1 out of 2. Okay, 2 more. If they say the probability of not rolling a 6, it will look like this. P of not a 6. You read this as the probability of not rolling a 6, P parentheses not a 6. How many numbers are there besides a 6 on this dice? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6. You could have 5 other numbers rolled. There are still 6 numbers total. Divide 5 by 6. What's the answer, Liliana?
0.8.
Is there a decimal repeating?
Yes.
8-3. Let's go to the nearest hundredth. The 2 digits will make it work. And that's 83%. Of not rolling a 6. You have 83% chance to roll a 1, 2, 3, 4, or a 5. Much higher than just rolling 1 number. Last example, this is straight from the CASP, so these are the questions that you might see more of. The other 4 are pretty gentle in difficulty. This one's slightly more difficult. Read number 5 for me, TJ. A bag.
A bag holds red, white, and blue marbles. Austin pulls 1 marble from the bag and records the results. Then she returns the marble to the bag and pulls another. The table shows the results.
There's 24, 49, and 27, and we're going to set this thing up again with favorable over total. What's the favorable number that we want? 24 is the top. How many total marbles are there? In your calculator, add up those 3. There's 100 total. You could write that as 0.24 or 24%. She is not pulling out 100 marbles though. She's only pulling out 25. You're going to set this thing up to look like a ratio. 24 red over 100 is the probability, but we're not pulling out 100 marbles. We're only pulling out 25. How would I get from the number 100 to 25? Avery, we're going to divide 100 by 4, and that would get me the 25 that she's selecting. On the top, do the same process. 24 divided by 4, if she takes out 25 marbles, she should get 6 red ones. 24 red turned into 6 red because she chose less marbles in total. Yeah. There's a 4 because I needed to get to 25, and so I'm trying to use a ratio that's the same. 24 hundredths is the same as 6 over 24, and so I'm trying to find out how they would go from 100 to 25. Yeah. You could also do this if you know the decimal. You could take 0.24 and multiply it. Sorry, did I do that right? Yeah, 0.24 and multiply it by 25. What is 0.24 times 25? Maybe it's the same. Is it still 6? So you got the same answer. This is using your ratios and rates. This is just using a decimal that you found up here. You try these in the next 2 minutes. A bag contains 5, 8, and 7. A marble is selected at random. What's the probability of not a red one? Combine those. Get the total. And give me a decimal in percent after the fraction. Cool. Five and 7 are the only 2 that's not red. So the B of not red would be either of them. No, so this is just like the ones that this is not like that. So just do the probability. All right, let's check out. Yeah. That's the 0 out of 20 because there's 0 yellows. What's the fraction for the green one, Milo? 40%. Okay. How many green are there total? We'll do it real quick. 7 total, and then 20 marbles. So 7/20ths is what decimal, Milo? Keep going. 0.35 or 35%. And then there's a yellow marble probability, but you don't see yellow up here. So there's 0 out of 20. You can't get a 0, or you can't get a yellow marble even if you tried. Yeah. So the probability of not getting a red one would be every marble that is not red. There's 5 blue and 7 green, so you could get 12 different possibilities. You can't select, you don't want to select 8 reds. So 12 is 5 plus 7. D would be the probability of blue. How many blues are there, Kira Murphy?
5.
And the total is still 20. So 5/20ths would be 0.25. Or 25% is the answer. You have